Hello, today we're going to make the most simplest, easiest, and affordable cake. You don't need any expensive, fancy tools. All you need is just your bowl, loaf pan, whisker, spatula, measuring cups, measuring spoon, and some type of scale. I highly recommend to get some scale. Get it from Amazon or somewhere because it's going to be very useful, and whenever you're baking and cooking, it's going to be very consistent. And then just flour, condensed milk, baking powder, vanilla, butter, salt, and egg. Let's get started.
Please see the recipe below in the description. So we're going to use measure the dry ingredients first. Make sure there's no lump in your baking powder. When the baking powder is exposed and moist, it tends to get lumpy and also loses some activity in the baking powder. The one we can test if the baking powder is still active or not, you can put 1 teaspoon of baking powder into 1 glass of hot water, and if it bubbles, it's good. If it doesn't, it's not active anymore. Then in that case, you either can throw it away or you can use it to clean your dishes. Okay, we're going to use room temperature eggs. Why? Because we want to make sure your batter is nice and smooth. It emulsifies really well when it's warm with the other ingredients. I mean, like, it combines well. If it's cold, then it doesn't combine well. It makes that lumpy, not very attractive batter. And believe it or not, in order to make this cake, the whole loaf by 9x4 or 9x5 cake, about 8 to 10 slices, it costed me all Costco ingredients for a whole loaf, $3.29. Unbelievable. And the culprit, more expense on this cake was this guy, which is condensed milk. This was the most expensive thing in this ingredients. And second one was the butter. So those two items were expensive in this recipe. All the others is really, really cheap. Okay, so we're going to put all the condensed milk in there. We used to make this cake back in 1980s, 1990s in Mongolia all the time during the holiday. And it was most affordable, easy to make cake because we're not using any fancy tools to make this cake. Very, very simple. So add in this nice melted butter. Make sure this is not too hot butter because it's going to cook your eggs. So make sure you put this nice, either room temperature or a little bit slightly warm melted butter. So at this point, you're going to add the flour, and your flour is just needs to be mixed together. Do not overdo this part because over mixing at this stage develops gluten and makes your cake tough and dense instead of soft. Now I'm going to add lemon that I prepared earlier. So we're just combining it together, literally just you mix it until you don't see the dry flour. And I almost get in there. It's almost done. And I preheated my oven already, and then I lined up parchment paper into the loaf already. You can use 9x4, 9x5 loaf pan, or you can even use those round pan. You can literally use whatever you have in your home. And I still give really good credit to this cake because once it comes out of the oven, once it cools down, you can put any kind of topping you want on it. You can eat it without topping. You can make some very simple topping. So if you have never baked any cake, this is the cake you should go with because this is so simple and so doable, and the pricing is so cheap. So use some skewers to check the doneness of the cake. If you feel moist better when you wipe it with your finger, then it's not baked. If it doesn't, nice and dry, few little crumbs, it's done. The other way you can test it is you can press with your finger. If it bounces back, it's done. If it sinks down, that means there was still moist batter. So we just remove it and let it cool down. Once it's cooled down, we're going to put some topping on top. So calculation on the topping, I used Costco strawberries and also Costco heavy whipping cream in order to make the topping on all 8 to 10 slices of cake, it costed me another $3.20. So then whole cake with the topping, it costed $6.40. So each slice is going to be around 64 cents if you slice it into 10 pieces. Like I said, it doesn't need anything fancy, but if you have automatic mixer, welcome to use that. If you don't completely fine. Okay, it smells good, it looks good. Now let's go ahead and just slice it, and then we're just going to make nice topping and enjoy this cake. I normally buy all my ingredients as bulk from Costco, and I just put them into, container and make sure I use all this container with the lid. So I try to keep them away from any moist. Look at that, it smells good, it looks good. Ooh, I cannot wait to taste this cake. Okay. You see my mouth is even watering as I'm talking. So here's a little bit of whipped cream, and then you're just going to put some sliced strawberry.
It's time to try the cake. Oh, this is quite big chunk, but my mouth is watering. So this cake is perfect with a cup of black tea, the cream, strawberry, together with this very simply made cake is just beyond imagination.